What's up guys, it's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and it is the Void 2X event this Friday, so good luck to any of you guys that might be pulling shards this weekend trying to get those Void champions that you are after. On that note, we're going to be talking about a specific Void champion today, and that is actually going to be Battlesage, who is a champion I feel is often overlooked as a Void epic. There are a lot of really solid Void epics like Madame Ceres, Skull Crown, trying to think of, there's a whole bunch of Maneater, obviously, Sylar. So people tend to only focus on those. Sky Touched Shaman is another one. But Battlesage is one I think that gets often overlooked, and I've been using her quite a bit lately. Obviously, you guys know I had been using her as the speed lead in my speed lead unkillable team that I had been working on. We've since switched over to Mother Superior, but since then I have actually been using her in a lot of dungeons, and I found her really good. I've used her in a lot of the level 20 dungeons. As usual, I'll have some screenshots of the dungeon runs popping up here as we go through. And just recently, she also did help me to complete High Elves Faction Wars Crypt, the 21st Crypt, 3-star completely through the entire way. I do not have an Arbiter yet. A lot of people, excuse me, need an Arbiter usually to finish that. So I was able to finish that with her. She does quite a bit of damage, surprisingly. And her kit is actually really solid. That's what we're going to talk about first here. And when I show you guys her kit, you're going to see just how much utility she does bring to a team. The most important thing, first of all, she has this ally speed in all battles by 19%. That is a pretty awesome aura to have. One of the higher ones in the game. It's not quite the highest, but it's very helpful if you want to use her in Faction Wars for that. Use her in dungeons. Obviously, you can use her in the clan boss for that, as you guys have seen in my other videos. And let's just get into her regular kit here. She has an 8-1 that just attacks all enemies. Very basic. You can book it up 4 times to get a little bit of extra damage out of it. This actually hits surprisingly hard, and I have her in a toxic set, so this usually will apply at least 1 or 2 poisons every time it hits. That's on every single target, so for those dungeon waves, it's actually very good to run her in that set. I was running her in that set to get some extra damage on Clan Boss, but I've also found it to be pretty helpful in both Faction Wars and Dungeons. So her second ability here is Nature's Touch. This puts a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, then removes all debuffs on all allies. This buff cannot be removed. This is an amazing ability. Obviously, the increased attack is really good, but you have this cleanse here that removes all debuffs on all allies. This is really big. Any kind of dungeon content you're doing, if a boss is putting a bunch of debuffs on your team, she can just flat out remove all of those. It's 3-turn cooldown, so it's available relatively quickly. You could also kind of put her in a reflex set if you wanted to try to get those chance to reduce that cooldown. But this is the best ability she has right here, which is pretty cool considering her third ability is also very strong. Third ability is Mother's Embrace. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. You can get that down to a 4-turn cooldown. Places a revive on death buff on a target ally for 3 turns. Ally will instantly revive if killed. She can also put this on herself. So if she gets killed, she instantly revives. She can put this on any champion that you have on your team. This is really good if you're running, I have run her in Spider's Dungeon on Spider 20. And she can put that revive on death on my Coldheart, who usually gets targeted. So if Coldheart gets knocked down, she gets revived immediately. And this is really strong. I do run her usually with Syl of the Drakes or with Raglan, so you actually kind of have a second reviver on the team. And I was running her with Reliquary Tender through High Elves Faction Wars, so it's always good to kind of have that extra just in case revive there, in case something goes wrong with your run. But overall, great kit. For a Void Epic, she's really strong. And I'm really surprised that a lot of people, don't really talk about her. They talk about some of the better Void Epics. Maybe you have a better cleanser on your team already. That's certainly possible, but I feel like a lot of us, you get a champion like Battlesage, you'll find her incredibly useful for running dungeon content and anything else. She's not super strong in Arena. I do use her on one of my 3v3 teams, but in main Arena, maybe on Arena Defense a little bit for her speed aura and the revive if you're coming up through Arena, but you probably have better options. That's really the only place I don't use her too much at all. Alright, so let's take a look at the masteries we have on her. I kind of show you guys what I went. This is mainly for Clan Boss. I probably do need to rebuild her, probably more into the support tree to get a little bit of extra stats, but this is how we had her set up for Clan Boss and how I've been using her. Still in most of these dungeon runs, so pretty standard stuff here. Probably should revisit those at some point, but it's been working so far. And let's take a look at the gear. So I have her again in the Toxic set. We have 4 pieces of that here. We haven't rolled the shield up all the way either. We could actually probably should roll that up to try to get another speed hit on that. So pretty standard. She's got the speed boots. We've got the defense chest, crit rate gloves, just the standard HP helmet, and then we've got the attack item here with a pretty good speed roll. I had been rolling her to get her speed up for the Bad Eater comp, so that's why she's got some pretty good speed rolls on a lot of these. I do have her in an attack ring, crit damage, amulet, and then an attack banner that did roll pretty big extra attack roll there. And again, that was mainly to take advantage of her damage against the clan boss on her A1. If you look at her total stats, the way I have her built, you can see right about 35,000 health, almost 2,500 attack, right about the same defense, so she's very well balanced. She's got a really nice high defense base. Attack's not bad either, so you actually can go ahead and get her to do a little bit of damage. Speed is right around 197, pretty fast. That's going to be pretty decent for pretty much anything you're running to. Crit rate could be a little bit higher, but for what we were having her do, it works just fine. A little bit extra crit damage there. Accuracy you really don't need on her at all, so that's pretty good there. And again, you can also use her in Doom Tower. It's another area I've been using her a lot. You can throw her in there as a speed lead, help the rest of your team go a little bit faster. So, all right, but that's kind of a look at her kit and the way I have her geared. You guys did see some screenshots that I posted, but we can go ahead and jump into a couple of dungeons here, just to kind of show her in action. I'm not going to do Spider, or I think we'll stick with the Dragon. That's going to be the quickest. I've used her in every single stage 20 dungeon. That's why I kind of like her. She's very versatile. You can stick her into just about any team and they will do pretty well. Let's see, going against the Magic Dragon. Do I want to stick another Force Champion in here, or do we want to stick with Dark Elaine? I was kind of testing Dark Elaine out. Usually I would run Rosin here instead of her, or Doom Priest, but you know what, we'll just stick with this team and see what happens. We've got two revivers, so we should be fine if anything happens there. You can see there she puts up that increased attack too, which is going to help everybody else do a bunch of damage. Just kind of watch the run here. There's her AoE attack. You see we just put poisons on all those guys. That's going to tick off and do a little bit extra damage for us. You see my Cold Heart is already in trouble. She gets ganged up on in these late dungeons, which is kind of why I have to bring a reviver. I don't have my Cold Heart built super well just yet. We're still kind of looking for some better gear for her. You got Dark Elaine here doing some insane damage. I actually really like Dark Elaine. She's a character I probably should do a video on at some point. She's another epic that a lot of people they get her as a login reward and they don't think she's very good, but she can put out a ton of damage, especially if you're using her on Ice Golem, or if you're using her against the Frost Spider in the Doom Tower. She's really, really good. But we'll just kind of watch the dragon here. Shouldn't really have too many problems. But, Battlesage giving us that extra attack is pretty nice there. And as I said, she also can apply that Revive on Death buff, which is pretty good. And there we go, get your increased attack up there. And we'll see if she cleanses off these poisons here eventually. That's the one thing that you see, she just put the Revive on Death on War Maiden there, so that's going to help in case War Maiden goes down from this poison damage. She will pop right back up. Ooh, there you go. So we got to see it in action. Unfortunately there. Cold Heart is still taking a nap, but still should be able to bring her back here. Hopefully pretty soon. Hopefully we can survive this Scorch here. We should be okay here. I mean, usually we'll take a hit or two, but... Okay, so we survive that. We get through the stun. Still, hopefully I should be Cold Heart back here. We'll be able to get that Heartseeker off here soon to do some damage. See, we got those poisons again. She's going to cast Revive on Death on herself. There we go. Removed all those debuffs. So you see all those poisons just vanished. That's such a great ability to cleanse, really, in any dungeon, even in Doom Tower. It's a great power to have. And this is taking... It's kind of a longer Dragon 20 run. This obviously is not an optimal team that you would use, but like I said, I'm just kind of doing this to show you guys that you can use Battlesage in these level 20 dungeons, and she can still get a lot of value for you. So we should be able to finish Dragon off here pretty soon. There we go. And you can actually see there, 844,000 damage. She actually did more than Syl, almost as much as Cold Heart. Then we've got Dark Elaine coming in here with almost 1 million damage, very surprisingly. She is a really solid epic that I think a lot of people Sleep on HP flat, we'll go ahead and sell that. That's not useful for anything at all. And let's go back into the Bastion here. We'll go into Battlesage. We'll go ahead and give her some rankings here. You guys kind of get my thoughts on her. Spiders then, like I said, I do use her on Spider 20. I'd say, you know, actually I'm going to go with a 5 because she could cleanse all those little poisons off from the baby spiders, so that makes her very valuable there. Campaign, I'd say a 4. She's not someone you're really going to be running as a campaign farmer. Arena offense, you know, I'm going to say 3. I don't really think she's that strong in arena offense. Arena defense, I would actually probably go 4, just for that ability to revive. Clan Boss, 3.6. I'm going to give her a 4 just because she has that niche ability of being able to be used as a speed lead. Fire Knight, she's not super effective there. She's good on the waves in Fire Knight, I will say that, because of her AoE attack. And if you put her in a set like the Toxic set, so I'm actually going to give her a 4 there because I was able to get my best Fire Knight 20 time with her on the team. So I don't think that's a problem there. Dragon's Lair, I think she's between 4 and 5. I'd say, you know, cleansing the poisons of the boss, that's definitely worth a 5 there. The keeps, probably, you know, just pretty general here. 5 on Minotaur, she's pretty good there. Ice Golem, say about a 4. She's pretty good. She can speed up your team there and apply that AoE damage across all the waves. Spirit Keep, I just probably going to go 4 on all the keeps here because she's pretty much, you know, neutral affinity and pretty good there. Faction Wars, I'm going to give her a 5. That's mainly because she helped me beat Faction War 21 with the High Elves, so I think it's definitely worth giving her that kind of rating there. So there you go. That's kind of my thoughts on Battlesage. We'll go ahead and get those in. And, you know, she's got some pretty decent ratings, but you just don't really see too many people talking about her. So that's kind of why I wanted to highlight her, especially with this 2x Void going on, in case you do pull her. Some might say, you know, she's not that good, or to keep her in your vault, or use her as food, but I think she's definitely a champion you will get some value out of building. She's certainly helped out my account quite a bit, just with that cleanse ability, the ability to revive. It helps you quite a lot in dungeon progression, so I think she's a really solid champion overall, and I think she's a champion you guys get a lot of mileage out if you do manage to pull her during this Void 2x or anytime you're pulling your Void shards. Alright guys, if you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, feel free to ask down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you some answers on those. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.